Hello, my name is Manex. Welcome to the podcast. Today I will be talking about manifesting your soul essence and your soul dream into reality. So stick around because I'm going to give you a couple tips of how to do that. And mostly, we're very obsessed in our society today with manifesting things, material things, how to attract the things, the people, and circumstances that you want in your life. And how to become successful, basically. How to succeed and how to live a joyful life. And it's complex to a certain degree, and it's very easy on another degree. And that's the paradox of life, isn't it? So, obviously this gets us into a certain debate also of whether we can truly bend reality or if there is a certain destiny and everything is destined. And it's quite interesting. This is a debate that can go on for a long time, and I'm not going to give you the answer to that right away. Maybe not even ever. I think it's something to contemplate deeply and to experience in your life. Now, a lot of people use boards, vision boards, where you actually put, all of what you want on this board and you envision it. And it's kind of the law of attraction aspect of, as you see yourself becoming all these things and living this life, then it comes to you. But my question is, where are you getting those ideas? Where are you getting that you want to be that way? And I think that's the very first question. See, because media and your parents and society has basically programmed you to think of what is success. And therefore, does your ego attach itself to that idea? Or are you moving into your soul's desire, your soul dream, your true intended soul mission? And that, I think, is the first very important question to ask yourself. Can you clear the decks and really vanish all of the success ideas that you have? You can just go from a blank slate and really move yourself into that clean, almost unattached, conceptual place of being clear, right? And moving almost to your childhood. What did your child inside you, what does that child inside you want? What did it desire? And how did it manifest happiness? Which was its success? And I kind of lead an exercise real quick where you basically can go and try to find an image of your inner child and try to lock into what you were doing in that moment and just kind of open up to those feelings and see what your inner child loved in being happy and being free. What were those emotions? And probably start tuning into what was that. And that's really your true happiness, making money, driving a Ferrari, having the super job. Those things are not exactly the inner essence of you. They're means of society to get you to do things and maybe to find your happiness through those, but that's not usually where happiness and your soul's true desires are manifested through. So when you're truly into your energy, your soul's intent, your soul's essence, work ends up being play. And your energy is continuously feeding itself. You are being you. And in that, you start manifesting all sorts of things. You start attracting the right teachers. You start attracting the right clients. You start attracting the right friends. You start attracting the right partners. You start attracting money and material things that you need in order to be you. The Conversations with God, a book that came out quite a while ago, mentioned this very simple kind of thing where most of us are looking to do, to then have, to then be. So, what should I do with my job and with my life so that I can have a house and a wife or a husband and the car and the picket white fence and all of that to then be happy? But it's actually the reverse. It's, being you that will give you, and you will have what you need to be you, which then will make you do what you are. And that process is how you actually manifest true success. And it's also how you start aligning to your soul and to the harmony of the universe. And it's very important to understand that, because our society and media and teachings from school teach us the opposite. They make us focus on what the career, what should you do, and then what should you have so that you can be, right, free, happy, jolly. But it's actually the opposite. What are you? Who are you? What did you come here to be, right? And we are human beings, not human havings or human doings. We're human beings. So what is that beingness? What is your being? Some beings are very different than each other. And that's actually important. That is the soul manifesting itself, right? So being your essence and connecting to that, for me, is about going back to childhood memories, because at one point you were you, and you were being free, you were being happy, you were being liberated, you were being loved, you were being this pure essence of your soul manifested freely without so much conditions. And so you have to find that image, you have to find that memory, you have to find that moment when that happened, and then turn up the volume on it, really get deep into the emotions of what that felt like. And what were you doing at that point? And what did you have? Were you just riding a bike? Well, are you meant to be a biker? Maybe you're meant to be a traveler. Maybe that's the essence. It's the freedom of being free to travel and to move without parental supervision. Or maybe it was because you were racing and therefore there's a rush, Maybe it was because you were exploring, and so maybe it's the exploration. So the action of what you were doing doesn't always reveal what your being is here to manifest. It's truly the emotional aspect of what you were feeling that you need to concentrate on. And this is very, very important, so that when you tune into that and you come back to that, you find that creative essence of your being. And if you then, and this is really important, trust life and start doing that being, you will start having everything that your soul wants for you, which kind of goes into that destiny aspect. You are destined to be successful. You're destined to be you. You're destined to be free, to be you, to be happily and successfully shining into this world. But the conditioning is that we feel that we need things and we need to find what we do in order to be happy. But that's not true. It's actually very much the opposite. And at an earlier time, you were already successful. So you have to tune into that. And unfortunately, a lot of us have lost that childhood. Some of us haven't had a real free childhood. But even those that were abused, abandoned, lost, forced to do things, at one point, your soul came and showed you who you are and brought it into your body. And so you have the memory within you. So important, because otherwise you're just manifesting what society wants you to manifest. And that's really a lot of emptiness. And it'll never give you real satisfaction. It'll never really bring you into success. It'll never be the right orientation, and you'll never have real impact into the world. And these are the keys, to be satisfied and enjoy with what and who you are, so that you can orient yourself in the right direction, in the right perception, so that you can impact life with your essence, which brings success, which brings you to manifesting your soul. And the courage is also needed. So trust and then courage. And this is hard. The first thing is to trust that life is with you, because you are life. You are interconnected to it. You are it. So life wants you to succeed in being it, right? So life wants the tree to bloom, and life wants the human to be its soul manifestation. So you have to trust that process deeply. And that oftentimes requires a lot of contemplation and a lot of healing and a lot of courage to then take action towards that trust. Take action to believe deeply that you are meant to be you. Outside of the desires of what your parents wanted you to be, outside of what society esteemed to be successful. I mean, there's so many different paths on this planet, and unfortunately we are shepherded into very few paths, which is very much like we're still enslaved. And it's not just a race, it's all of us are enslaved into the way of thinking to work for others rather than really fundamentally be who we are and find that success. And that could be very simple. If you want to be a beekeeper because you love bees and you love nature and you love being in nature and you love making and collecting the honey from bees and you love to observe bees and you love to protect them, you can be very successful being that, a beekeeper. Because maybe that's where you found your joy when you were a kid. Or maybe it is racing a motorcycle or a bike, and getting that rush. Maybe it is just being an explorer. And you don't need so much, you just need to keep moving and exploring. And there's certain sacrifices that each of us have to give up on, have to let go of, relationships that we need to move through, material gains that our ego really needs to let go of to get to that soul level of manifestation. And that's where the courage is truly required. And that's where the evolution really happens. And a lot of us, don't do that. We don't let go. We hold on to the safety. We hold on to that net that can hold us and keep us safe. And that safety is what brings misery, because courage is about living in the heart. It comes from an old French word, cœur, courage. It's living with heart, and to me, that's what shamanism really brought me. All my teachers, it wasn't so much about being holy and pure essence and all this kind of nonsense of Judeo-Christian belief of what a pure spiritual person was meant to be, which is a lot of manipulation actually, because there's massive wealth within the church systems. It's renouncing certain securities to enliven your spirit, right? And that spirit enlivens your heart, and that courage to be you, to be free, to be you at all costs, continuing to have that emotional state shine outwardly, whatever that is for you. That's the deep courage that actually allows you to live your heart and live your soul's manifestation. And the way that the universe works is that it will provide. There's so much, even at Burning Man, they say the playa provides. Well, the universe provides. The planet Earth provides. There's massive abundance, but it's when you are in your true essence, which actually at Burning Man is this incredible initiation, because people actually become themselves, sometimes for the first time in their lives, because there's no rules. Nobody is telling you how to be, except for just be free, be you, and be in your glory of your soul. And so of course magic starts happening, synchronicities start happening, and of course you lose yourself, and then you refine yourself, and you lose your camp, and you lose this, but then you refine that, and it's any ritual, any path of anybody that has taken that courage to step into their life truly, and to give up security, to give up safety, to give up these things, has always been rewarded deeply, and has always gotten what they need to do what they truly are meant to be. And I think today, unfortunately, a lot of us are manifesting from a place of ego, from a place of wanting things that others have without going deep into what our soul truly wants and what makes us vibrate in our unique frequency. And when we manifest from the ego, we usually get it as well, but it's usually empty, or it's usually with a lot of pain and unnecessary pain, whether it's pain that we cause others or pain that we create on ourselves, And so be attentive to when you're making those storyboards, when you're going into your mind of what do you truly want in life, which is kind of the first key. Where is that coming from? Is that from a pure place of innocence of the soul and the heart? Or is it from a place of the ego that wants to prove to others something, that wants to show that you are great? Because that is always a dead end. Versus really shining your own frequency, your own uniqueness, your own liberated essence will bring greatness. And the riches, they come and they go, just like people, places, and things. But the key relationship is to yourself. And this is really important. Quintessence is really about that. The course on Soulvana, it's really about bringing you into this alignment, bringing you into your quintessence, which is your true soul essence, so that you can manifest yourself fully in abundance, in happiness, and in your multidimensional beingness. And that's the other thing, is when you start really getting into your soul's frequency, when you start getting into your true essence, the limits of who you are disappear. Therefore, what you do becomes multidimensional. You can do many things with your essence. That's the whole point of us being incredible human beings. We are so multidimensional, and we have the capacity to do so many things. And so once you find your essence, it's not so much about what you do, it's how you bring that essence out into the world in many different ways. And when you see the cultural prophets, they're usually multidimensional creatives that can have companies, that can be creatives, they can be lovers and family members and makers, and they can do many different aspects because they found that essence. And that essence doesn't need to be so limited. So I'll leave you with that and hope that you can really tune your own inner essence and reconnect to that from your childhood. Reconnect to your beauty, your grace, your freedom, so that you can remember and then amplify it and have the courage to turn it up and to follow that inner light that you are, that inner frequency that is unique, that nobody has, only you, in this time, now. And then really shift your life to start manifesting from that point, from that place, from those emotions, from that essence, from that frequency, so that you can manifest your soul's essence. My name is Manex. Thanks for listening. I'll send you blessings and a lot of love. Till next time.